This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Today's discussion is culture eats strategy for breakfast and other half-baked truths. So here's the thing. What's become very popular to say, and I think the concept was invented by Peter Drucker a long time ago, and there's a lot of truth to it. If you don't have a great culture, you can't get things going in the right direction and so forth. But I think what happens is people overstate these things. And I've seen businesses in both categories. I've seen businesses with horrendous cultures thrive. Albeit I don't think they can do it for the long term, although, there are certain ones that certainly when Apollo Global was being developed, it wasn't exactly a great culture, but they seem to still be thriving fantastically well. But I've also seen companies with great cultures fail. And so the reality of most of the stuff is culture eats strategy for breakfast is one of these half-baked myths that people love to say, particularly people I think that haven't really run businesses. The reality is, and I've ran businesses in both ways, with great cultures, with okay cultures, and so forth. What I can tell you in running businesses is it's culture plus strategy. It's culture plus strategy plus talent. So you could have the nicest culture in the world, but if you don't have great talent, and I guess people say, oh, well, talent's part of having great culture. You can keep great talent to develop great talent to have great culture, and there's truth to that. But you also need strategy, because if you don't have clarity about what you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to do, culture is not going to get you there itself. Chicago Cubs have a beautiful culture. People love them, nice people, but they can't win for the heck of themselves. I don't know if the Bears have a good culture or not, but they suck. But it's culture plus strategy plus talent. It's not just culture eats strategy for breakfast. There's some truth to it, but it's a half-baked truth. At the end of the day, I've seen businesses where we've got wonderful cultures and we make no money. I've seen other businesses with very good cultures, but we make money because strategy plus talent plus culture. Now, I will tell you, a bad culture is bad, but it's just not a culture itself that wins. It's culture plus talent plus strategy. Like I see companies where we've got lots of turnover because the culture is not where it should be, and they have to get that culture right, no question. But it's culture plus talent plus strategy. It's not one or the other. These half-baked truths from the woke mafia or the mafia about, it's all about culture. The reality is it's culture plus strategy plus talent that wins. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. I love your thoughts on this podcast. Feel free to anytime, send me a text, 773-766-5322. Send me an email. sbecker@beckerstrategygroup.com. Would love your thoughts. My perspective is culture eats strategy for breakfast is a half-baked truth. The reality is it's culture plus talent plus strategy. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. And thank you to Chanel Bunger, the best in the business. Thank you very, very much.
If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.